Get ready. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, it is unfortunate that such a legislation is brought at the fag end of the session, and I can tell you that in 1953, on an amending bill, I argued those very points on which the Amending Act of 1956 was subsequently brought, and also this amending bill is now brought. At least, sir, the ministers don't want to change anything in this house because it is coming at the end of the session, and on that account further amending bills are later coming forward. It is because they are not understanding our viewpoint. Now, sir, the intention of government was quite clear in 1953 in the matter of transfers and closures and all that. But we asked them to clarify it, and they did not clarify it. They clarified it in 1956 about transfers. Our main aim or our main intention is that no workman should suffer for want of work, but if he is given another job, if we give him other work on the same conditions by transfer of service, he would not suffer for want of work. That point was rejected in 1953 and the amending bill was brought in 1956. Now, sir, about closures. Closures are of two types. If there be accumulation of stocks or financial difficulties, the concerns will reopen. But there are closures of another type for reasons for which the concerns will never reopen or which will be razed to the ground. The machinery will be scrapped and the production which is existing will never be carried on. Even in such cases, sir, I know the intention of the Honorable Minister is to give compensation, and I think, sir, whatever may be the intention of government, whatever we argue will not be fully realized. But I can say that the implication of this is that when a concern is to be scrapped, then the workers are to be given compensation to the extent of 30 or 40 years of their service and 15 days pay, and the amounts may go to the extent of 12 to 15 lakhs of rupees, and the creditors who are there may not be paid at all. So let us understand the position of earthquake in certain cases. In that case, sir, we have to view the matters from a different angle. Whether we view it or do not view it from that angle, I think it is for the Honorable Minister to examine, especially because he is also the Minister for Planning and he is also responsible for the industrial development of the country. So, I hope he will look at it from both the angles of the effect of this measure on the industrial development of the country. That is the main thing. Industrial concerns which are scrapped are unable to pay. Then can we say that full amount is to be paid to the workmen along with the creditors who have also provided money for the concerns. There are the banks also who have advanced funds. What will be their position? There must be some limit fixed for associating the workers' claims along with them. Supposing that it is not accepted, then I will go further and say that with regard to those workmen who are to be paid compensation, we have to see whether they will be able to get work in about 1 year. In that case, sir, compensation may be limited to 1 year. I am sure a system can be devised that within 1 year a worker is provided with work, and I am making a suggestion to the Honorable Minister in this respect that there must be a decasualization scheme enforced in important centers where there are 60 units or 100 units working full hours in a week. Suppose a permanent worker is retrenched in one unit and there is another unit or units where workers are taken. This retrenched permanent worker should have prior claim over newcomers in that unit or those units. There must be legislation in this respect. If legislation is there, then this difficulty will be avoided. I feel, sir, we are going slow. We are not going into the root of the evil as to what is the reason for the closure and whether the permanent retrenched workers could not be accommodated in other concerns with no loss of pay or loss of pay for 4 months or till they get again permanent employment elsewhere. The next point is, sir, that many concerns are closed are being sold on account of want of standardization of wages in the country. Certain units are employing about 50% more workers than others of the same size, and they are not able to get out of such surplus labor. Sir, all the trade unions are also responsible for such things. Surplus labor is in some concern.